Ladies and gentlemen, you're all welcome to this special broadcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. We have some package today, and it's very interesting when you hear people who have become more of propagandists than being interested in seeing the smooth running of the struggle. We have been here for the past 7 years in the struggle, and there are people who came and they left because the goal that they put in this struggle was not the goal that they expected. When you have any kind of goal that is not in line with the struggle, you can't really achieve those goals. Today we see people who have become more of sympathizers. They become too sympathetic to individuals. They will support anybody, even the person is wrong. They will stay like they will decide to be the devil's advocate. Even if that person is wrong, they stick with that person. We are trying to avoid that kind of scenario where when we have a country today, then we'll see people trying to stick to one leader irrespective of the leader's legacy. One of our own brothers, I want to respond to him. I'm not in a habit of responding to individuals, but sometimes it's good to correct these younger generations who don't know or don't have idea of the goal of this struggle and why we should respect institution, constitution, and we stop lying on our people. Because when you lie, people know you are lying, but you think that people don't know you are lying. When you give false information to the public about any other individual, people know you are doing that to gain some favor. Okay? I want to bring out the audio of this guy, and he asked some few questions. I want to direct these questions to him. I'll play the audio, you listen to him, and I'll answer his question one after the other.
What legacy are you on your own parts going to bequeath to the future generations of Ambazonians? Question number 2. What are you doing concretely or practically for your own nation of origin, Ambazonia, to leave such a legacy as the one left by the heroes of the American War of Independence?
His first question was on legacy, okay? And he is a supporter of Sako. He's fighting with for Sako. He doesn't see anything wrong with Sako, so he's trying to talk on legacy about those people who are not aligning with Sako. But I want to tell him that a legacy is something that you build, okay, along the years. And when you see somebody's character, somebody's behavior, okay, you go through those kind of past misappropriation, misleading information, that kind of character, those character traits that you see, you know that this person cannot leave a good legacy. You are behind somebody who has soiled his legacy. I have been a fervent supporter of Seseko, Sako, Marianta. I follow the constitution, I follow the institutions. Those were the former presidents that were elected and voted into office. They came in, they changed their colors like a chameleon. Anything that they are doing after their legacy, after their term of office is over, is what their legacy is. When you, Mr. Honack, is trying to teach people about legacy, why don't you question? These are the questions you have to ask Sako. What legacy does he want to leave behind? What legacy does he want Ambazonia to know him with? If he asks majority of the people of Ambazonia today, who is Sako? Just ask this question to the person that you support, and you see how many Ambazonians what they will say about Sako. That's what they call legacy. Legacy is not to shout and make noise. Legacy is what people will say about you when you leave office, when you die, or when you leave a term of office. The legacy, that's what people will say about you. Don't use terms as if they are too big when they are just normal terms. You can tell them, okay, ask those people around you, let them talk about Sako. That's a legacy. Legacy is just something that you ask people to talk about you. But when you talk about legacy, what people say about somebody and what has somebody done or left behind. Did Sako leave a good legacy when he was removed and impeached from the government? What did Sako make Ambazonia proud that we have a former president that was, when you say someone is innocent, but there are traces of guilt, there are traces of what he did to destabilize the system. Okay? When our people said they want to be free, there are many things that people do along the way that discourages people to even think about that. Okay? I can't understand why we'll have people who are supporting the wrong thing or things that are unconstitutional. When you support on the unconstitutional things, how do you think you are doing the right thing? Or how are you going to leave the good legacy? I'm talking to you, Mr. Honack. Know that your own legacy as Mr. Honack, for supporting the wrong thing, the wrong person, or the inconstitutionality of things that are going on now, you are on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history. Continue with your number 3, with your questions. I'll come back to answer to it.
Question 3. Have you done or are you doing anything for your own nation of origin, that is Ambazonia, to celebrate after you shall have joined the land of the silent ones, that is after you shall have left this world?
Yes. You talk of celebrate the almost the same like the first 2 questions. Celebrate the legacy of with what you're doing, and like how Americans are celebrating their Independence Day. Of course, that's an obligation. Each Ambazonian has the obligation to celebrate. That's what we do on the 1st of October. The independence of Southern Cameroon is not negotiable because it was already voted in. We don't ask somebody to celebrate our independence. It's already Ambazonia Independence Day, 1st of October, 1961 was a day. So that is what everybody should celebrate. So I don't know what that question is going to, but Ambazonians are proud of their own day. Okay.
Are you doing anything for your own country of origin to remember you and to celebrate?
Yes, that is what you have to ask your comrade Sako, if what he's doing now is what is going to help the struggle, think of it. When people are calling for unity, for all collaboration, for everybody that claim to be a leader, and you have your few supporters there, they want people to come together to discuss united front. But he says, no, he is a standalone leader. Someone that has been impeached, someone that has been removed, you still stay there, you say you're a leader. Okay. It's the same thing with the other leaders. They want to stay in office. So if we allow that, in your right mind, are you doing the right thing? I'm talking this to Mr. Honack. Are you doing the right thing for you not honoring the institution and constitution that the people put in place? If America was doing this, where they remove a president and the president does not want to leave, imagine America is talking about 46 presidents today, 46 since the time of their independence. But we are trying to bring in something that we are saying, okay, this is the type of government we want. We want a presidential system. And a presidential system, there must be election. But some of you, this very hand up, they're the ones saying that they like Besako and it's Sako Tiboya. So for the next years, we don't even know when we'll go for negotiation. We don't know when God will bless us, they bring us a referendum. But you people say it's Sako Tiboya. And you don't even know when this struggle will end. So no matter what Sako is doing, is Sako Tiboya. And at the end of the day, they don't even have elections. They don't have constitution to. they have some of their own parliament there that they say is their parliament. These people, sometimes they make people laugh, but this is not something to laugh about. Because when you create that kind of impression that you have a one leader, it's the same thing that the people practice in CPDM. The CPDM party was there it started with CNU. From CNU, they changed the name to CPDM. Still today, with one president. One. And you are supporting that kind of phenomenon where then I don't understand if you think that you are building, what kind of legacy are you building, Mr. Honack? That you want one president for life. And you build a kind of surrogacy around that president. That at the end of the day, he is the leader, whether he's stealing, he's embezzling, he's doing whatever, he is your leader. And I'll tell you that I don't know when you came to this trouble, because I've worked with all presidents. I've worked with all presidents. I've worked with all those governments. And I'll tell you, when we don't have elections, when we don't respect the institutions, when we don't respect what we put in place to guide and manage that power will corrupt absolutely. Let me give you example of how power corrupt absolutely. When the former president Seseko Julius was impeached and removed from office, I understand he was under duress because the La Republic government arrested him and the cabinet to make sure that they put them under duress so that they can stop the struggle. But we had to do fast to elect another president. Had it been we wanted to follow that style that, it's Seseko that will stay there, even though he's in jail, he should just be the president, he's just there. What are we doing? We have sensitive information that we need someone to reveal, or we need someone to keep to be secret. Those sensitive information are not to be leaked out. Why? Because of the system that we are in a war, we are in a crisis, and you cannot have a crisis, then you allow somebody to have your information in the enemy's jail, keeping it there. Okay? What we have to do is to have somebody out of jail who is the president, right? What did Siseko did? Siseko went ahead and formed his own government in the prison again. Appointed vice president. You see, so that's what we are talking about. Then at the end of the day, when we've elected Sako, this is done by the Restoration Council. The Restoration Council did everything to impeach Siseko for doing that. Because they told him, no, hold on. We will be consulting you as a leader in jail, but we cannot say you are our president. Okay, you can lead, you can be like a mentor in jail so that we can consult you for information that we want. I think that is a good sign of respect, right? But Siseko said no, he remains the leader. That is where the problem started coming in, where they said, now we have to look for a new leader. We had to do elections. But if I tell you that the person that was elected was former Secretary Chris Ano, and he said no, he doesn't want that. He wants to remain as a secretary for communication. Now they had to hand it to Sako, who lost the election. So remember, Sako lost the election. But Chris Ano said, okay, he doesn't want to go in as a president. That's somebody who is selfless. Had it been he was wanted to go in as a president then before, he would have been the president before Sako. But who went to Nigeria when they arrested the Naira 10? Is Chris Ano who went to Nigeria, not even Sako. Sako could not go there. He gathered that courage, went to Nigeria to rescue the Naira 10. When I listen to General Honack saying stuff now, I'm just laughing. Let's listen to what General Honack is still saying.
Next question.
Go ahead.
If people had embezzled money destined for the purchase of arms to fight the British colonizers, as you do, or as you have done with money for weapons to fight for Ambazonian liberation, would you be celebrating a free and independent America today? Next question.
He talk about respect who has embezzled the most money in this struggle? If we want to talk about those people who have embezzled money, I work with Sako. I know how he had money. From the president basket from my trip to Boya to different kind of fundraising that was done. And back then, people were just giving money to, people loved the presidency. People loved the government because they wanted things to move in that direction. But what happened? There were people that were just giving Sako money every month. Yes, they were just giving Sako money every month. Steadily. He had a salary. Okay, he had a full salary of almost 6,000 something. The house was rented to him. Everything. So he was working for the people of Ambazonia. So he was being paid. The house was being rented for him. So all these were things that were given to him. But as someone who knows that our people are really suffering back home, are walking back and forth, the draft was booming. One county back then used to draft about 300,000. I think Momo had about 400 and something thousand for draft. Money was flowing. That is when that issue of my trip to Boya came, where they were using that money to do something else. But I'm just bringing this to try to answer our brother Honack, who is claiming that President Chris Ano is an embezzler. So I'm just saying that President Chris Ano, I work in the Department of Communication back then with President Chris Ano. He was the Secretary of Communication. We had nothing to do with money. Even ABC TV was managed, had a director. Sako appointed a director there by name of Mama Endele. He later appointed Paddy. They were the one. Then there was a committee, a board of director. Okay, that is in charge of budget and everything for ABC TV. Secretary Chris had nothing to do with budget in the ABC, nothing to do with budget in the department even. He had nothing to do with that. So when all this were happening, money was circulating within the rank and file of Sako. Okay, where they had this Bitcoin thing that they were doing among some of the cabinet members. They were playing Bitcoin. And as if that is not enough, most of the money that we received from my trip to Boya, we don't even know them again. Because we realized that a lot of manipulation and corruption was going on. But that was what Sako liked. Sako liked that environment. Now, when the Resolution Council say come for audit, you don't go for auditing. What do you think people would think? Even if something is, even if you are not the one who did something, but when the Resolution Council that install you to power say, please, can you come for auditing? We had some discrepancy in our figures. Can you come for auditing? Sako refused. Resolution Council now say, okay, your term is over. Okay, it was just like a coincidence too, because his last term was 2 years. So he had first 2 years and the other 2 years. Now the Resolution Council said, now that your term is over, can you give us a date within 3 months where we can conduct election? That is where Sako saying Gangang. Sako went ahead and created his own parliament. Okay. So when you see this kind of thing, now he doesn't have any supporters that are really vibrant, because most of the people there are just people that he just rallied behind, and so at the end of the day, he is not looking at the legacy or the future, because everything is not under control, or under his control, right?
If all Americans thought like you, that America has no flag because America is not a country, or America is some world utopia, some abstraction, would you be celebrating a free and independent America today? These last two questions are clearly directed to our Comrade, Secretary, President, and Command Chris Ano, who said, quote unquote, Ambazonia has no flag because Ambazonia is not a country.
I want to correct that because this is what has been said in many places that President Chris Ano said that Ambazonia is not a country and Ambazonia does not have a... Man, I mean, who will say that? We have a flag, we have an anthem. Who will say that Ambazonia is not a country when he is a president? So people like to create fallacy. People like to create stuff just to create stuff, but they always just give false impression about someone. Okay, we all know that Ambazonia is a country since from independence. We know that Ambazonia during even the United Nations came to Yaoundé and handed Bobia 2 flags, one of Ambazonia and one of La Republique. Okay, they know. So anything when they talk about legacy, talk about that he said that there's no flag, it's all lies and BS. It's all lies. He never said that. I don't know where people are coming with that allegation that Chris Ano said that Ambazonia is not a country. To the best of my knowledge, he was saying that our recognition, our restoration will come with that determination for us to keep fighting, because a country is not recognized that easily. We are independent, we have a flag, we have everything that it takes, but are we recognized now? That's the thing that he's talking about. So don't make mistake between recognition and independence. We are independent, but we are not recognized. So that is a nuance that some of us are taking. So you mean that we'll just go and sleep? Say, after all, we have a country. Even there are countries that are real countries, but they cannot be recognized even now as we speak. Yes, they are functioning like a country, but they are not recognized. Number one is like Somaliland. Somaliland is just of recent that the US passed a bill to support them in their military. Let me bring in one of our brother who extensively discussed this issue from this guy's perspective. Okay. No. Mr. Sama Thomas, I'm bringing you on to come on. I want to bring up Sama Thomas, who had lots to say about this guy. I think he will be... Mr. Sama Thomas, I want you to come up and let's talk about this.
So irrelevant in such a way that he does not know if he's fighting for the independence of Southern Cameroon or he's fighting for the defense of a con man called Sako. This idiot on the ground called Honack must be called to order.
I mean,
if he does not know what is called patriotism, if he does not know what it means to set out for liberty, liberation, and what of you, then if at all he is in the bush fighting, he should, as a matter of fact, hand over his weapon to someone that knows exactly what he is out for and go to GDR Center, or at least back home and stay there. This is an idiot who has chosen to embrace corruption. This is an idiot who knows nothing. And he thinks that to quote somebody in this struggle that can be emulated. He had gone round and round. The only person he thinks he can quote is Fosso. Fosso, the caliber of Sako. Fosso, the mentor of Sako. Fosso, like my brother Ayaba. This is the only person that this guy can think that he can emulate or call upon Southern Cameroonians to emulate. It shows that this fool who is called Honack jumped into this struggle in 2000, maybe 2020. For had it been this fool has been in this struggle from the 2000s, he couldn't have ever in his wildest dream asked Southern Cameroonians to emulate the example of one of the most corrupt person in this struggle, one of the most divisive person in the Southern Cameroon struggle called Henry Fosso. He couldn't have made that attempt. But because this fool is so stupid, is so foolish, and knows nothing about this struggle, the only person he can point his filthy fingers that Southern Cameroon should emulate is just the worst guy so far as Southern Cameroon struggle is concerned. What do you call him? Ambassador. I heard he was an ambassador. Henry Fosso. You see, let me tell this fool something that he doesn't know. If at all this audio will reach this fool, let it reach him, so he can learn some lessons from it. In 1992, stupid Honack, in 1992, when late Molanjo, may so rest in peace, embraced the Union for Change with Frunji as the presidential candidate for Union for Change,
right.
Fossum told Molanjo and every other person from the Southern Zone that over his dead body will I, Fossum, ever support a graffiti man to be the president of La Republic Cameroon. And he chooses to throw his weight behind Ndamjoya. Honack the fool, that is the first song you want Southern Cameroonians to emulate. As if that wasn't enough, he came to Bamenda for campaign. On that day, we flocked to the Bamenda to the Mango Municipal Stadium, hoping that that lunatic called Henry Fossum will come to his senses and endorse Union for Change.
Right.
He couldn't. What he did was, when he was addressing the Bamenda people, he put his hands into his pocket, as the Bamenda people. We told him, stupid Honack, or they say you are Honack, that he should remove his hands from his filthy fingers and hands from his pocket before addressing the Bamenda people, which he refused. All sorts of rotten things and stones met him at the stage until he removed his hands before he was allowed to address the crowd. But he couldn't embrace the Union for Change candidate. He still stood in Ndamjoya. By the end of the day, Frunji won the elections without stupid Fossum's endorsement and support, and without the support of CDU. I don't even know if the so-called CDU that Fossum threw his weight behind even got 0.2% of the national votes. Because Frunji defeated Ndamjoya in noon. Where Ndamjoya is coming from. The SDF defeated Ndamjuade. And this is the person that is lunatic called Honack is referring Southern Cameroonians to emulate. You drink some peace. Is this guy mad? This is the second time that this fool is coming out with this rubbish.
That's what I was
calling other Southern Cameroonians federalists, sellout and embezzlers. Are you crazy?
That is what I was doubting also, because he is calling others sellouts and calling names, and but when you look at the history of people, okay. Thank you, Comrade Samuel Thomas, for trying to explain to him who is Ambassador Fossong, because he did not know him. You know, I know he will be honest to himself that he just heard him talking something last time. Then he just said, "Oh, this is the most respected individual." But when you look at history too and someone's legacy too, that is what we are bringing here, because he is looking at someone who has accused someone, or someone who has been flawed in his decision making in the past, and it affects his legacy now. Okay, those who know him, they will tell you, be very, very careful. In the way you support this our people who have been there for some time within the struggle. Comrade Samuel Thomas, thank you. You have just revealed some important information that most of these guys who just come out with audios and just make noise, they never did. They never knew all these revelations. So it's always good to share those ideas, trying to see which one, yeah.
Yeah, greetings, house. Uncle B, thank you for this message. I want to address a message to this Mo Takwi, and I would like all of us to really send this information to him. Maybe you people are not seeing how he betrayed himself. Mo Takwi is somebody in his speech. What I can admire is just his grammar. If not, that speech is a betrayal of himself. Mo Takwi goes to continue to mention or count the IGs. This is karma at work. He has been behind the dividing of Ambazonia into groups. That is why when he makes his statements or his audio here, he fails to understand that he's betraying himself. Right. This is really karma at work. If you people don't know that this is God's ordained revolution, these are things that really prove to us that this revolution is God's ordained revolution. If I analyze well, as you can also analyze, you will share with me the idea that Mo Takwi was working with Sako, even though Mo Takwi knew that Sako was impeached and removed because of his betrayal of the Ambazonian people. He still had the courage to go and work with Sako. And why I call it karma following him is because he's not a straightforward somebody. Because if he was straightforward, he wouldn't have gone to continue working with Sako, knowing so well that Sako was impeached and removed. That is why he has again the guts to be counting the IGs. Mean that he's a divider. He's a divider. He has also the mentality of the Cameroon regime, La République regime. He is not ashamed to count that we have 5 IGs, which he says they are groups. There are 5 IGs, and you don't want to be in one of them. It means that you were already preparing yourself for one to make the 6. So the Sako, being the selfish people who don't want people to come at the same level with them, they were threatened that you were going to take their position. You have rightly said it. That is why they betray you. That's why they expose you out, Mr. Moi Takwi. You are not ashamed to go on counting the IGs, knowing so well that these IGs that you still legitimate them are IGs that were put in place by the Restoration Council. Mr. Moi Takwi, you are against our institution. You should recognize that and repent to the Ambazonian people.
Correct.
I say when we are making speeches or we are making audios, we should know that these our audios are going to judge us wrong or right. You stating here that we have 5 IG means that you are against the institution of Ambazonia, the Restoration Council, who put every IG that you seem to mention here. But for your information, I don't know whether you are from another continent. No, not even continent. In another continent. Yes, continent. Sorry, not even a continent. Maybe you are from Mars, or you've just come back from the grave. You didn't follow the revolution from beginning. For your information, let me educate you so that you can make a better speech. Because I've been in this revolution from beginning till now. Ayub Tabe went to Nigeria with others without informing the Restoration Council why they were going there in Nara. He was a betrayer, and so Kama caught him. They arrested him, they kidnapped him and took him to Cameroon.
Right.
While in prison, they told him, stay quiet, Mr. President. We who are outside will free you. He said no. He must rule in prison and form his own government there. That was Kama. He acted like that, and so the Restoration Council had no choice than to impeach him. After the impeachment of Julius Ayub Tabe, they got this con man, Sako Ekome. Because during that time, we did not know who was who. We thought that everyone was fighting for Ambazonia. Not knowing that they were con people like Sako Ekome. When this guy was put into office,
nobody knew that Sako was a con man. You know, you are right. That is why we had to start doing a background check like they do in America. Before you be anything, before you feel work in the government, there is a background check. There is all kinds of checking about your background and all those issues. They even do what they call polygraph. Polygraph is trying to check on your past history and everything, detail. So it's very complicated to work in the government. You know, it's not everybody that is taken to work in the government. And had it been we did that on Sako, you saw many girls who came and we were talking about how he had some deals with them and ran away. So if had it been they do what they call background check, Sako could never have been the president, because they would have checked a lot of things, you know. Go ahead, Ba.
he started managing the office of Ambazonia like his own private entity and could not give any account. He went as far as implanting spies at the Restoration Council. I am saying all this is documented. When the Restoration Council said your term of office, which you saw that after your term of office, you will relinquish power to any other person who is elected.
You are correct.
They brought him his soaring images. He still said no, because by then he has become a Bitcoiner playing in Jumbo with the money of Ambazonia. When they asked him to come to contest again, he said no. He said no. President for life.
Let me add more on that issue of Bitcoin. You know, this Bitcoin, most of those people who went with Sako were member of that Bitcoin association. Okay, they had to join together and start playing Bitcoin. With most of the time, the money that was gotten from our own fellow Ambazonians. I don't know if they wanted the money to grow or what they want to do with the money or how. They took it from different coffers and put in that Bitcoin thing. Okay, that is what really sabotaged Sako, because they discovered that he's using money meant for the struggle to play the Bitcoin. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
The Restoration Council also had no choice than to impeach him.
Exactly.
Even during that time, he made an attempt to dissolve the Restoration Council.
He did.
What a con man. Dissolve, that is insulting or trying to kill the mother who gave birth to you. That's why Sako is the worst criminal as far as our revolution is concerned. After that, they took one of his followers who was supposed to be the vice president according to our constitution.
Right.
That was this Mandamkwe man, call him Dr. Abongwa.
Exactly.
Abongwa became a chicken-hearted person. He refused. And so the Restoration Council has to use the constitution to bring in somebody where the court, this man, the others elected or suggested that Tita, who was also in the a cabinet member, should take over. During the election, Tita was elected. Sorry, I'm saying that the cabinet members, according to our constitution, were supposed to send somebody else.
Right.
And two people, some people were sent, and Tita was elected. Tita, being also a 40 small conman under Sako, had done deals with Sako that after that that moment, he was threatened by Sako that Sako said he was going to expose him to public.
You are right.
He rejected.
That's what happened.
But before then, he had chosen this cricket, Marietta, who was in the same day chosen by him, Chicken Tita, as his vice. So the Restoration Council had no choice than to take Marietta, this cricket Marietta, a whole Belzuba woman, and she was supposed to be there for only 6 months while the Restoration Council prepared for an election.
Exactly.
When she was there for before the 6 months ended, he also saw money, and Dongute had contacted him, being her uncle. She accepted the offer and started playing games too. Took her boyfriend, Nam Chop, to rally all the irrelevant activists to go against the Restoration Council, and wanted and that the Restoration Council to amend the law or the electoral law so that it can suit her, because she was incompetent.
Exactly.
The Restoration Council said, no, we don't bow to an individual. You cannot be a player and at the same time a referee. She backed out from the election.
Exactly.
And formed her own government, just repeating what Sako has done.
Just the same.
That is the exodus.
The
If
prototype.
Mr. Muitakwi, or what do they call you, who? If you are legitimizing these IGs, means that you are number one enemy to the Ambazonians, because you are splitting Ambazonia into governments or into presidents.
Exactly.
So I would say that the karma has caught you. You in your message you said you gave Sako your suggestion, which Sako turned down. This implies that you were with Sako in the same team, and you becoming more brighter than Sako. So Sako knew that if he lets you stay in the team, you will take his position. That is why he betrayed you like that. That is karma. Mr. Muitakwi, I'm really sorry. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are the ones that are destroying Ambazonia. When I hear in your speech or in your audio, you are saying that we should come together. But in your life, you have not made any efforts to bring Ambazonia together.
Exactly.
You were secretly, sneakily hiding behind and trying to imitate Sako. Shame on you.
I said,
You don't know that a wizard can even eat or can destroy his own child. That is what Sako has just proven to you. Okay? Since Chris Anu came, how many suggestions have you given to Chris Anu, the present government, as you want to count governments? Are you not ashamed? I should tell you that what has happened to you is just to expose your wickedness, your self-centeredness, your diabolic plans that you were hiding. I only pray that people who are listening to this would also carry this to Mr. Muitakwi, so that he can be a better person. Because he's only making noise, throwing grammar for nothing without reasoning. How can you say that it doesn't serve if we have too many government and you are promoting the governor at the same time?
I mean, that's what we are talking
Don't
about.
want to really accept, even after you have seen that the other people who count themselves as president violated our constitution to make themselves who they are, you legitimize them. Means you are evil. So just begin to heal your wounds and stay quiet. You don't have anything to offer Ambazonia.
I'm telling you.
This is to be frank. We should not be sneaky like that.
Very, very sneaky people.
If we stay quiet, it means that we side with you. Everyone can side with you on all that you have said, but not me. Because it was wrong for you to legitimize Sako up to giving him help and counting the other IGs. So I'm really sorry. Ambazonians are the only people that go to school, but school don't pass through them. Ambazonia are the only people that can easily be bought over to kill their own brothers and sisters. I'm really sorry. What is the karma that is taking us all together? Everyone will go except me.
Hello?
Thank you for listening. Please send this to Muitakwi so that next time he be mindful of the statement that he makes. I don't care. These statements that I'm making here would also judge me.
Yes.
So I'm taking note of all this. Instead of helping to educate the public that we should come together under one legitimate government, under the Restoration Council, you people are creating mushroom government. And
I mean, this is something that baffles me sometimes. You know, I like to bring out people who have been in this struggle for long, so that they can explain to people a lot, because some of us don't know that this thing is just going to a way that we already know people in this struggle for long. Any name you bring now in this struggle, the name will not be new. We'll know that person, we'll know who the person is, we'll know where the person stands. So if you bring a person, be very careful. Any name that you call in this struggle, we already know them. You saw what this Mr. Honack brought. He says Ambassador Fossum. You hear what Sama Thomas explained about Ambassador Fossum, what he did in the 2000s and in the 90s. People cannot hide from their legacy. Okay, we cannot be an example of failed past. You know, today in America, even though people like his, for example, people like his music, R. Kelly, but the fact that sorry, somebody just. Sorry, Mr. Mike, let me bring Mike Fusi. Let him come and tell us what you think about that outing of Comrade Sama Thomas also.
Appreciating him. He struggle now is his to do with it as it pleases. And everyone else who's been in this struggle, sacrificing, should be quiet and just listen to him. And you ask yourself what really he is bringing to the table, and you find that there's really not much he's bringing to the table. You know, if he were really someone who was keen on just making sure that this struggle was going well, I think he would avoid engaging in activities that are helping to divide Ambazonians more than unite them. But you see, he keeps pushing these 5 I's. Anyone who is doing that, anybody who encourages that nonsense is not for the unity of this struggle. Right. Does not want to see the various actors in this struggle come together. When people are pushing that nonsense about many IGs, listen to them and find out what they are actually doing. Most of them are not doing a damn thing, you see. So that is the problem we have in this struggle. When he shows images of fighters from Bafut that he claims are from Bafut, and that only one is a fighter and the others are civilians, and then the same images are popping up somewhere else and showing that those same fighters are from whom. So which is which? We need for him to come out and clarify.
Right.
Let him come and say which one is which. And if he is really so good at seeing things before they happen, which to me is a whole fallacy, how come he's not able to reach out to these guys and prevent some of these things from happening?
Right.
These
are the guys.
The guys we're talking if he's about. Claiming that he warned them about the fact that some fighters are going to surrender to DDR, okay, what has your warning done? Who did you give your warning to? Was it effective?
Good.
Can you say that whatever warning you gave, if at all you gave any warning, was it effective? Did it achieve the intended result? Because if they are fighters, if at all those are fighters actually still surrender, then it means you failed.
Bra Mike, look, all these guys that are in this photo are not fighters. Don't be deceived. These guys are PAMO workers. They go and if you see them, these are the second time that they are bringing these same guys that they surrender. I saw some other ones that they picked up. They say they surrender. That's all war propaganda. Don't buy that nonsense that Larabou is trying to do. Okay, Didn't we all see real soldiers surrender? Land Republic soldiers surrender. They surrender. Real Land Republic soldiers left their materials and ran into Nigeria. So Land Republic should not be using that old fake propaganda about surrender. Surrender to go to where? People surrender that they will go to stay in DDR center where there's nothing there. There's nothing in DDR center. You go and stay there for the whole year. They don't give you no job, nothing. Our people are not beggars. We will not be beggars. We will not keep begging for what belongs to us. You understand? We cannot use our people, kill our people, be blacklegs on our own people, this fight is about Ambazonians. I see this brother come out and was talking. He's a federalist, Ben Aki. He was talking. He was saying that the independentists don't allow the federalists to express themselves. But let me ask one question: who have been the main supporters or the main people that have pushed this struggle forward, that the federalists can proudly come out now and say they are federalists? They are the independentists. They call it secessionists, or whatever name they call it doesn't matter. Today, federalists can stand in Cameroon and say they are federalists. Can you imagine that? Before, as you just mentioned, federation, you are in jail. Yes, all these people that were locked up before at the start of the struggle, they were federalists. Most of them were federalists, but because they protested, they were arrested. With green plant, they had green plant on their hand, green marching for peace, but they were arrested and jailed. Some of them are still there till today. Then Benaki, the federalists will come and be lecturing us about federation. Something that we know that has been there for many years with the NCNC. The SDF started it, but because of corruption, they had to fool Frundi into that ideology of election. That election in Cameroon, within Cameroon, can win, and now they can transform it. Not in that country. So any elites, Southern Cameroonian elites that are pretending to be in that regime today, they know that they have their own end point, their own end game, just to support themselves. Okay? If it's about positions, there are many leaders in these struggles that can go to that country and get positions. But what benefit will it be to you to have a position while your people are suffering? Yes, what benefit? What benefit? Most of us are qualified to go to Cameroon and get positions. But when you do that, what will you benefit your people? For you going to take a position in a country that your people are being suppressed, a country that your people are suffering. That is what I call the Cameroon government failed expedition. They have tried all forms of manipulation, all forms of bribery, corruption, misrepresentation, propaganda, everything they have done. Those are the people you think we can go and live with. Not that government, not that type of leadership. mean, it's just, sorry, somebody is sending me a message now. So, as I was saying, La Republic has failed, right? And now they are giving the impression that they are winning. How can you win a people that are resilient? You cannot. You cannot. The one thing I'm advising the new president of that country is to end the war. Because if the president that would take over Tubia, the president that would take over Tubia should be very careful to go to negotiation, because if you want to continue with this war, let him know that he will leave that office without achieving anything. That is the thing we are talking about. Biya is old. Biya is no more running the government. Those people that want to stay in power are the ones that are running the government now. Okay? So anything they do, they know they're only looking at them what they can do to manage the system so that Biya can just go to his end game, to his end time, and now they try to put either Frank Biya or put somebody else there. But we are not buying that their game that they are playing there. Our focus is on restoration. The international community is also observing them. The international community is also talking to us. The governments of the people of the world are talking to us, and they are asking us our own solutions too. But we are telling them the mistake that probably will do is to continue the war after the next president, because we know that Biya is really on his dying bed. Okay, these people are managing these 2 years before he leaves office, but our people will not stop our fight for our own restoration. No way, because they are planning to put Frank Biya. Do they even think about our own people? No, they don't think about who whether Anglophone can be a president. They don't even think about that. I heard one time that guy called Padia Sanga was trying to mention that in his. He was trying to talk about that. They are fighting for federation because with federation there can be an Anglophone president. I laughed. I said, what? So for 50 to 60 years, you are still begging to be president. Frundi tried. Where is he today? He tried, but he was a chairman for 25 years. He couldn't make anything. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman. That's it. He ended there. We are not fighting for that kind of country. We are fighting for a dynamic country. And all the negative thing that we have learned from this La Republic people, this government, corruption, embezzlement, anything that you can think of, these people are very good at. That is why they can do anything. They already calculated what response they will say. But sometimes they cannot even hide it again, because thanks to social media, there are many things that people can do, then they can manipulate and see. It's just terrible. This is what they are doing that they are good at. Now when they go to a place, they don't have way to, you see, they'll just burn the houses of the people. They rob the people. Sometimes they rape the women. Sometimes they steal food, because they are hungry people. Okay, they are very hungry, so they're looking for food. Okay, if we say 60% of the resources of the whole Cameroon and Ambazonia combined is coming from Ambazonia, do you know what I'm talking about? because of economic sabotage, the food that they used to have, they have cut all those food. Remember, people leave Douala to come and buy in Tiko. People leave Bafoussam to come and buy in Bamenda. Before, they come and buy food stuff, all those things, and take now to the. People leave Douala, go right to Bamenda to buy food. So that economic movement has been curtailed because of the crisis. So what do they have to do? They have to look for ways to come with their military vehicles and carry some food. That's what they do. They'll go to the bushes, cut plantains, put in their trucks. But at the end of the day, our land is fertile. We have the resources, we have everything. Okay, so they are the one trying to look for food. Our people have their necessary needs. They have their necessary resources, everything. Okay, we can manage ourselves without a land public. But they are feeling so difficult. They are just thinking of how to live without the people of Ambazonia. But you want to live with the people, you are killing them. Look at what they are doing to our women and children. Look at their houses. These are the houses of our people that have been burned.
Carbon today. Maybe the way see what did they happen? 5 civilians they down. A man in houses, a businessman don't manage his life. Look at put a down. So I want me the whole way to see see what Ambazonia they pass through each day. From this town to the next town, from this village to the next village, each day and so that they do when the forces don't pass them for fight they cut the whole innocent civilian them.
That is it. You see, you see houses. A general that just made a comment that they don't respect them. They had to just put him on retirement. This is the general. He made a statement that his authority is not being respected. What do? They just put him on retirement. I mean, imagine this is a general. He made a comment on whether what that Atanganji is taking power, too much power on himself, and the central government does not respect them anymore. The general of a military, that's him. He was sent on early retirement. I'm telling you. So you see how dictatorial this government is. This is Machiavelli style of that nobody has any opinion. Anything you say can be used against you, and you are fired. What kind of government is that? What kind of system is that? Is that a system you want? These federalists, be careful, oh. We will not want to go and be in a system where we don't have a say, my man. We will not. So if you think that you are talking federation, to go and meet this same system that we are seeing here, look at this man. This man has served that government for how many years? But for one thing that he said, you are kicked out. Tell me, who among those who are brother there who are claiming to be black leg, they are this. This is a general. If you, a small Namfang Thomas, small guy, you claim that you can go and be in that place and be making what? Look at the imagine general. You, a small amber fighter, you go there and say you want to be doing what do you think they can do to you there? They will use you and dump you. They'll dump you. Look, this is a general. You know, our own small general that we had, the General Nambere, who went and thought that he made all those noise. We were laughing at him. Because when you know these people, you know how the government is. Yeah, the government is not a government that, they'll manipulate you, use you, and look for means to kill you or dump you, especially when you have sensitive information. This man said that he has been in general for how many years? But look at the way he ended up. One line of statement that he just made, he just said go. And if they remove it like this, you don't have retirement benefit. You don't have retirement benefit. They will keep you there like that. Useless. That's a general. Think of it yourself. Those people who are there, they are supporting, we are proud black leg. The my country people and all those people there, they are making that they are noisy. This is their own person. That just made one statement. That's how they'll do some of you. You just be one day, you just make one statement, they just carry you and go and kill you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be live on ABS TV tomorrow, Amber time. So please stay tuned tomorrow on ABS TV. I'll be coming live. Okay, so have a nice Thursday, have a nice night, and stay blessed, and God bless everyone. Don't forget to share. Thank you very much.